hockey fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils. And we officially have a series, my friends. The Stanley Cup Finals got a lot more interesting tonight with the Oilers' 5-3 victory over the Florida Panthers in Florida. Cup in the building, fans jacked up, everyone thinking they're going to get to see the cup hoisted on their ice. Connor McDavid and the Oilers had another idea, and there's a lot to get to here. First, let me say props to the Oilers for finding a way when the entire world wrote them off. I honestly thought they were going to get swept. After it was 3-0, I told one of my buddies, it's over. I think they're just going to lay down and die, and I think they're going to lose the cup, and Florida's going to skate it on their home ice in Edmonton. I really thought that was going to happen after they went down 3-0. And credit to the resilience of this Oilers club for responding the way they did. Not only do they find a way to gut out a win in a blowout victory in Game 4 to extend the series, now they go into Game 5 in Florida with a jacked, sold-out to capacity crowd hoping to see the franchise's first ever Stanley Cup victory, and they thwart the attempt. The Oilers were not having it. Connor McDavid is playing at another level. And just to get into the game for a minute here, Connor Brown with a shorty at 5:30 of the first period, giving the Oilers the 1-0 lead on a shorthanded goal. And I'll be honest, I almost crashed my car. I was watching this on YouTube TV. I had somewhere I had to be, and I had it on the console kind of juggling there, listening and peeking. And Connor Brown gives them the 1-0 lead. And after that, I just had a feeling. I was like, a shorty to start the game kind of soon, kind of quick. I just thought after that, I said, I think the Oilers are just going to find a way here tonight after the crowd obviously lost a lot of its energy when you go down 1-0 shorthanded. And first period ends 1-0. We go to the second period. Hyman on the power play. Connor McDavid getting the secondary assist. Connor feeds it to Bouchard. Blasted on net. Hyman gets a piece at 1:58 of the second period, giving the Oilers a 2-0 lead. And then I was firmly of the belief that this is the Oilers' night. A few minutes later, at the 5-minute mark, Connor McDavid comes in on a very sharp angle. Blows it past Bobrovsky, giving them the 3-0 lead. And at that point, I thought we might see back-to-back blowouts. I mean, with more than half the game to go, Oilers up 3-0. Now the building is just completely devastated. And I thought they were going to, completely just floor it and run away with it. But it wasn't. The Panthers are going to make it interesting. A minute 53 later at 6:53, Tkachuk finds his way in, rips a nice shot, cuts the lead to 3-1. And Florida has a little life. The fans are back into it. They're still facing an uphill battle, being down 3-1. But the fans are getting rowdy, feeling themselves. And then at 11:54, the Oilers strike again. Connor McDavid with an absolutely phenomenal play, just weaving through traffic. Guys, this guy is a video game come to life on the NHL sheet of ice. I've said for months now on this channel, every time I watch Connor McDavid, it's just breathtaking. The stuff that he does, I've never seen anyone else in the game do it. I don't know that we'll ever see it again. The way he just explodes and just weaves with the puck through entire teams, it's like, it's honestly like Matrix type shit. Connor McDavid with a great effort, weaves through everybody, feeds it to Corey Perry. He gets his first of the playoffs, a big one, giving Edmonton the 4-1 lead. But again, this Panthers team wasn't ready to die. 14 seconds later at 12:08, Rodriguez scores, cuts it to 4-2. And that's how the period ended. 4-2 Oilers after 2. And I thought, the Panthers are done. They might make it interesting. But we head into the third. Edmonton with that 4-2 lead. And at 4:04, Ekman Larson gets one, cutting it to a 4-3 deficit. And I was like, okay. After that one, they made it 4-3 with that much time left, almost 16 minutes. I said, wow, the Oilers really going to blow this, and the Panthers are going to get this cup. But nope, couple good chances both ways for the rest of the third. And then finally, with the goalie pulled, empty net, Bobrovsky on the bench. Matthew Tkachuk makes an amazing diving one-handed effort to sweep the puck out of the empty net when it's like basically on the goal line with about 25 seconds left, sweeps it out. But McDavid was right there, wasn't going to be denied. He picks it up, buries it for his second goal and third point of the game. Oilers win 5-3, cut the series deficit to 3-2, And in his own words, after Game 4, Connor McDavid said, we have to go to Florida and find a way to drag them back to Alberta. And they did just that. The Oilers come in devastating the Panthers and their fans, finding a way to win. They are now dragging the Cats back to Alberta, and I cannot imagine what the atmosphere at Game 6 in Edmonton is going to be like. Their crowd is second to none. The city's on fire. They have most of Canada pulling for them. And the atmosphere you see on TV at the games and outside the arena, it is nothing like anything in the States. You know, hockey's religion in Canada. The Oilers are obviously a very storied franchise. Canada as a nation has been starved of the cup for quite some time. And now the Oilers are only 2 games away from pulling off the unthinkable and coming back to win a playoff series, a cup final at that, after trailing 3-0. And I will say, you know, wow, I'm kind of speechless, to be honest. Like I said, I thought going into Game 4, the Oilers were just going to lay down and die, and the Panthers were going to skate the cup on their home ice. Found a way to win that game, absolutely blowing them out. And now they had a sizable lead in this Game 5. Almost blew it, but they held on for a win. It's 3-2, and now they're going home with a chance to tie the series and force a Game 7. And my God, the theatrics. The absolute theatrics. In case you guys don't remember, my playoff bracket that I put out a couple days before the playoffs, I had these very 2 teams in the finals, the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, and I had the Oilers coming out with the win and skating the cup. I was doing it for my homeboy Adam Henrique, longtime Devil and a legend at that. Gave us a moment we'll all never forget. Henrique, it's over. Knocking out the Rangers and exorcising the demons of the 1994 Rangers and Stéphane Matteau. But the dream is still alive for Edmonton, and I'm super jealous. I'm honestly jealous of both of these teams' fans. You know, if you're a Panthers fan, obviously it's a very tough time right now. You just got kicked in the nuts. You were up 3-0, and now you're in a dogfight for your life, heading on the road in Edmonton to try to close it out to avoid having to come home in a Game 7. And, you know, it's a great time to be alive for either one of these fan bases, honestly. The Oilers fans never wavered in their support. They were out there loud for the whole series and the whole playoffs. And now we have a really interesting plot line. I mean, I feel like all the pressure in the world now has to be on the Panthers, knowing that we were up 3-0 and we might become a footnote in the history books of a team that allowed another team to come back when they were down 3-0 and in the Cup Finals on the biggest stage with the highest stakes to blow this would be, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, as a Panther fan, my God, I mean, wow. You know, they made it to the finals last year and lost. They made it back this year, and we're up 3-0. It seemed like it was a wrap. Bobrovsky was playing out of his mind, and it just seemed like a foregone conclusion that the Panthers were going to win the Cup. It was just a matter of what game they were going to close it out in. But now, this is anybody's series. And if the Oilers can find a way to win that Game 6 at home, the crowd is going to be absolutely bananas. This is the most pumped I've been for a non-Devils hockey game in years. You know, I'm a huge McDavid guy. I do love him. He's just a phenom. Guy's a complete freak. Love watching him play. And Matthew Tkachuk is one of my favorite non-Devils in the NHL as well. And to see them both in the finals, you know, no matter what, one of them will skate the cup and I'll be happy. But I am going for the Oilers because of Adam Henrique. I would love to see him get a cup before it's all said and done. And he's winding down his career, probably has a few more years left at most. But I will certainly be tuned in for Game 6. It's going to be an electric game. The atmosphere is going to be insane. And I think if the Oilers find a way to win that Game 6 at home, I just don't see now, after climbing all that way, if they win that Game 6 going into Florida for a Game 7 now, with all the pressure in the world on the Panthers in front of their home crowd, I just think it'll be too much for them to overcome. And I think the Oilers at that point would have more swagger than any team in sports history. I mean, you know, knowing you have the top player in the game and possibly of all time in Connor McDavid on your roster, firing at all cylinders, you know, I'm very pumped for it. But now it's not so crazy anymore. What was 3-0 is now 3-2, and the Oilers are on the doorstep of completing a historic comeback. I did think after Game 3 that the Conn Smythe trophy as playoff MVP was Sergei Bobrovsky's to lose. And leading up to that, there was some chatter like, oh, could McDavid possibly win it, even if they lost, because he's had such a great playoff. And I thought at that point they were going to get swept, so I didn't think that that was really kind of a logical thing to happen. Now I would say I think even if they lose the next game and they lose to the Panthers in Game 6 and the Panthers win the Cup, I do think now there is a very good chance that Connor McDavid could win the Conn Smythe Trophy. He currently sits at 42 points in this playoff, which is good for 4th all-time, only trailing Wayne Gretzky in 84-85 with 47 points, Mario Lemieux in 90-91 with 44 points, and Wayne Gretzky in 87-88 with 43 points. So as of right now, even if he doesn't score another point, he's had the 4th most points in a single playoff in the history of the entire league. In the history of the entire league, he's done it in big moments. He was clutch tonight. And with 2 games left, I mean, if the Oilers win, he's without a doubt going to get it. But I do think there's a very good chance that even if the Oilers lose this next game, that Connor McDavid still might claim the Conn Smythe as the most valuable player of the playoffs. And I did think it was Bobrovsky's, but I think games 4 and 5, I think ultimately cost them, in my opinion. I don't think that he's going to be the guy to get it. Even if Florida wins, they might go Barkov or somebody else. I guess with a game to play, someone could be a hero and kind of put them over the top, I suppose. But even in a Panthers Cup win now, I do think Connor McDavid is going to get that Conn Smythe. And to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of giving the Conn Smythe to a guy on the losing team. I really am not. If you're unfamiliar with my show here, I'm a huge New Jersey Devils fan, and I was present in the arena Game 7 of the 2003 Stanley Cup Finals when the Devils beat the Mighty Ducks for the 3rd Cup in franchise history. The great Martin Brodeur registered in that Game 7 his 3rd shutout of the Stanley Cup Finals and his 7th shutout of the playoffs. And somehow the hockey writers decided to give the Conn Smythe Trophy to John Sebastian Jaguar of the Mighty Ducks, who, don't get me wrong, had a phenomenal playoff. But in no planet did he have a better playoff than Marty Brodeur. And to me, it's one of the biggest crimes in hockey history. And Devils fans know the whole story. The arena was going nuts, chanting Marty's better, and Marty was skating around, gesturing like, bring me out the cup. That's all I care about. But it's unfortunate because Marty never won a Conn Smythe during his illustrious career. That would have been a nice thing to add to his case of hardware and career accomplishments, and the writers took it away from him and gave it to Jaguar. And I don't even, I have not much to say about that, honestly. So I'm not a fan of giving it to someone on the losing team, but I think this might be another rare case where we see Connor McDavid get the Conn Smythe. I don't think it's far-fetched at all. He's had a monster year, and I think it's a very good possibility. But let me know what you guys thought about the game. Let me know anything else. Throw it out there in the comments. So, just a wild series, a complete wild series. I am very much looking forward to Game 6, the most pumped I've been for a non-Devils hockey game in quite some time, probably since the 2010 Olympic gold medal game, where Sidney Crosby crushed the hearts of me and the rest of America. Damn you, Sid. That one hurt. But Game 6 coming up. Can the Oilers continue the miraculous comeback to capture a Stanley Cup for Edmonton and Canada? It will be very interesting to watch. Throw anything out there in the comments. Love talking to you all. I'll be back soon with whatever's going on, trade rumors, yada, yada, Cup final stuff. That's all I got for you right now. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.